Hello, this is going to see how we change font size. To let the user change font size, give a kind of freedom, because not everyone can see small font or like to read those small font. They want to improve it for easy reading sometimes. Okay, so we can increase the font size and then decrease the font size according to the condition of reading. Sometimes they read it in bright light and they want to improve the font for easy reading. And sometimes they want small font size, this kind of easy access. Okay, and let's go into the code. How we do it? We do task of selected task, then we change these things in our template. The function of changing font size is completed by the JavaScript. If users are reading those web pages with the browser disabled JavaScript, then they have no access to the ability of changing the font size. It's okay because we cannot cover all the use case. And from now on, we are going to dig into how we make up those HTML templates and in our project make the font size changeable for those static web pages. It's still static web page, although the font size get changed dynamically because all the web page content and template, including JavaScript and style sheets, is not going to change, but the functionality of changing those font size or colors or some styles is finished by the JavaScript. It's already been delivered to guest side, and they are not going to change after the delivery unless user refresh their web page, and if it happens, the server change those code. Okay, if we specify the option to do the template, then the function prepare template component is going to be called, and it's going to do the recompile those GS and the CSS. Let's focus on the GS part. We can see it's compiled GSS and CS, then prepare those GS. Then we go to the file, compile those GS and CSS, and see this one is what we're going to follow to see what's happened for those GS files, those JavaScript files and those JavaScript functions that perform the font size changing. Okay, we can see we use browserify to browserify those GS files, and let's follow browserify. We got a command to do the JavaScript transferring. We transfer server-side JavaScript to client-side using the wonderful tool browserify. People can use different tools to transpile those JavaScript files. For example, they can use Babel, they can use For client-side, Babel is more commonly used, and to do the building, people can use Webpack, Grunt, and Browserify is also an option. I use Browserify because its concept is very clear. It just makes server-side JavaScript. You're writing server-side JavaScript in same style as you write server code for Node.js. Then you make it workable in browsers. So this is the tools Browserify. And we use npx to call the Browserify. This will give it convenience that we don't need to install Browserify globally. We just install it inside our project. Then npx is going to know what kind of environment we are working in. Then it will call the corresponding locally installed Browserify. And then we get a problem. We need to use npx inside our project, so we can see that we set something like current working directory, and Python's going to use the current working directory cwd to call our command. This is basically the process we are using to do our JavaScript files. And then the next step, we are going to dig into our JavaScript files to see what happened inside the JavaScript to change font size. So till now, we are just preparing our working environment to try to finish the simple ability to change the font size, to let user change it during their readings. Okay, let's see, where should be our JavaScript file? I believe it's inside template folder. Sorry, intro. It should be here, template, JS, source. And we got, yes, index for Browserify, it's here. But basically, we just talk about finish the preparing to prepare those JavaScript files, and those files will be included in our template, and markdown files going to be transferred into HTML, then insert into template, and during normal use case, user is going to click some links and the page is going to deliver this all the way web server working. Then let's check it to see if we get we just do one thing to do template, to let it prepare those templates to see if those process is working. Yes, it's working. And you can see the result. We just see the result first, and you can check the code itself after a while, maybe in next screencast. Okay, you can see the font size changed accordingly. And bigger, and zoom out. It's smaller, and it became teeny. Okay, then you can improve again according your reading environment. Outdoor, if you read it outdoor with the mobile, you want the font size maybe changed. If you are reading it in public transportation on board a bus, for example, you want it big enough to easy reading. But if you read it in-house, in office or somewhere, you don't need it too big. You want to catch up more information in one page of reading, then you decrease the font size. I found nowadays websites didn't offer such kind of convenience very often. They focus on fancy styles, but I believe if text or this kind of content is delivered to user should have right to increase the font size or decrease the font size according their reading condition, according their easiness of their eyesight. There are young people that don't mind how small the font size going to be, but there are old people, they want easy reading, they want big fonts. Okay, this is the reason we do this. We just make it basic, minimize the functionalities, get rid of those maybe just for fancy styles, but keep the barebone to basic. Its font size. We want user to be able to change it. Okay. That's it. We just talk about how to prepare the working environment to finish such a simple functionality. Thank you. We are going to end this screen recording and this video, and we are going to talk about the dig into the code and see which function finish the tasks. Okay, in the next video cast. Thank you. We are going to end this video